To tell you about submarine relief. So, what is submarine relief? So, first we postmortem this word into two different words, submarine plus relief. What is submarine? If this is the sea surface and the area below the sea surface is called submarine. So whatever is the area we have below the sea surface is called submarine. And what is relief? Relief is nothing but the difference in the heights at different places. For example, if we look at any mountain ranges, we can see that there will be a big mountain and then there will be a valley here and then another mountain. So at this point, let's say it is 1000 meters in height, then this will be, let's say, 10 meters in height. So this difference in height at different points is called relief. So if we are talking about relief, then we are talking about the heights. Okay, then what is this submarine relief combinedly called? So whatever is the area below the sea surface and the difference in heights below the sea surface. Here it is on the land surface. We have seen that there will be mountains and there will be plains, there will be deserts, and we all know that different landforms. But what will be there in the under the sea surface? So let's say this is the surface of the sea. What is the general misconception here is everybody thinks that the sea surface is like this and the sea floor will be plain. So this is general misconception. The sea floor is not plain. Instead, it will be like this. So this uneven distribution is called relief. So we are talking about submarine relief. So this all comes under submarine as it is under the sea surface level and there will be difference in height. So this is submarine relief. So we are going to talk about this difference in heights. Why is this? Why there are some deep trenches? These are called trenches. These are hills. We all know that. So as it is under the surface of the sea, we call it submarine hills. Okay, so we are going to talk about what are these different types of heights and what do we name them. So the different reliefs are, first one is continental shelf. The second one is continental slope. And then there will be continental rise. And then there will be abyssal plain. So we are all aware of this plane. Plane means there is no heights. It is just plain surface. So and then there will be abyssal hills, submarine ridges. Ridges are nothing but submarine ridges are nothing but mountain ranges. and then there will be something called seamounts and guyouts. So seamount, this name indicates that there will be a mountain like structure under the sea. This is called seamount, and if you make it flat top, this is the flat top of the seamount, this is called guyout. So these are the basic things. So I've told you there will be some continental relief like structure, continental shelf like structure, continental slope like structure, continental rise like structure, then there will be abyssal plain and submarine ridges, and in these ridges there will be abyssal hills, and there is something called seamounts and guyouts. Okay, and then at last there will be one more thing, that is submarine canyons. Okay, I'm going to talk about each and every one of these different relief like structures under the seas or oceans. So first of all, continental shelf. So let me take this as the ocean floor, and in general the ocean floor will be like this. Okay, this is ocean floor, and this, the area behind this is continent. So if this is continent and this is ocean floor, then from the continent there will be some landform and there will be water associated with it. This is all water, right? This is all water. So there will be land beneath this water. So we call from this point to this point as ocean. So below this ocean, in the beginning, from the continental land, there is this land. This land is called continental shelf. If we clearly observe this, this continental shelf has a slope of less than 1 degree. So first important point is this continental shelf has a slope of less than 1 degree. And then the second important thing is it has lower depths. So depth of around 200 meters on an average. Average depth is 200 meters. So we can say that if there is less slope, then the depth is low and the width is more for less slope. And if there is more slope means steeper slope, then what happens, this width is very less. Even though it has steeper slopes, it has higher depths. So based on these slopes, this continental shelf width changes. So we can observe that I am going to take 3 examples in here. First example is South America. To the east of Pacific Ocean, On to South America, there is almost zero depth, zero width. So if I take this as South America, this is Pacific Ocean, right? So in here, this is continent, and there will be water in here. So there will be zero width continental shelf. That means continental shelf is absent. Absence of continental shelf. The reason is simple. It has steeper slope. If there is steeper slopes, then the width is very low. If it is much steeper, then there won't be any continental shelf. So this is the first example. And the second example to this is East USA. In the east of the USA, there is around 120-kilometer continental shelf. So what does this indicate? Compared to this, there is less slope, lesser slope. Okay, and the third example is north of Siberia. Which ocean is present in the north of Siberia? Arctic Ocean. And which ocean is present in the east of USA? Atlantic Ocean. So when these two meet, there will be 1287 kilometers of continental shelf. What does this indicate? Much, or I can say very, very less slope. See, I am going to tell you. For the first one, the slope is like this. Okay, this is continent and this is ocean. So 0. And for second example, the slope is little bit like this. So this distance is 120 kilometer. And for the third example, the slope is like this. So what does this indicate? Okay, 1287 kilometers. This is about the continental shelf. So it constitutes about 7.5% of ocean area. So out of 100%, 7.5% of the ocean area consists of continental shelf. And the second one is, we've talked about continental shelf. Second one is continental slope. So continental slope, I've told you this is continental shelf. After this, there will be steep slope. And this steep slope is of 2 degrees to 5 degrees. So if the slope is here less than 1 degree and here 2 to 5 degrees. If the slope is in between 2 to 5 degrees, then it is called continental slope. Okay, in general the depth of continental shelf is 200 meters and we know that, and the width is 70 kilometers. But here the depth of this continental slope is 3660 meters. If this is the sea level, we are going to measure the length up until here, 3660 meters for the continental slope. There will be only 2 points that you have to remember: 2 degrees to 5 degrees slope, depth is 3660 meters. And the third one is continental rise. Continental shelf is done, and the third one is continental rise. So what is this continental rise? So initially we have seen less than 1 degree, which is called continental shelf, and then there will be a steeper depth with this, which has a slope of 2 to 5 degrees, which is called continental slope, and then the slope again decreases. This slope becomes less than 1 degree. So this is called continental rise. So in general, relief is low relief. Okay, this is one thing about this. It has low relief, that's it. This is continental rise. And the fourth one is abyssal plains. So what is abyssal plains? So after this continental rise, the slope will be very less than 1 degree. Here also it's less than 1 degree, and it becomes plain surface. So if the slope become plain, then it is called abyssal plains. So in general, ocean floor has 40% of these abyssal plains. So we know 7.5% is continental shelf and 40% is these abyssal plains. So this is all about abyssal plains. And the fifth one that we have to understand is submarine ridges. What is this submarine ridge? So we all know this is nothing but the mountain ranges that are present. Mountain ranges that are present under seawater. Sea surface is called submarine ridges. Okay. Longest mountain range in the world, irrespective of whether it's on the land or on the water, is Mid-Atlantic range, which is of about 75,000 kilometers. Mid-Atlantic ridge is of length 75,000 kilometers. It is the longest mountain range in the world. On land, it is Andes mountain range. So these are the longest mountain ranges, and submarine ridges is nothing but mountain ranges under the sea surface. Okay, and then if we consider this as North America, South America, Europe, Africa, and Asia, Australia. Mid-Atlantic range starts from here and moves like this, 75,000 kilometers. This is Mid-Atlantic range, and here there will be East Pacific ridge, and here there will be Pacific Antarctic ridge, and towards the South America there will be Chile ridge, and from India in here towards the Africa onto the Red Sea there is Central India ridge. To the southeast up until Australia, and to the southwest up until Africa there is Southwest Indian ridge and Southeast Indian ridge. So these are the different ridges, and we all know that Mid-Atlantic ridge is the longest mountain ranges under the sea level, which is of 75,000 kilometers. So this is something about submarine ridges, and then we can go to submarine hills. So what are submarine hills? So this is submarine ridge, right? Submarine hills are nothing but the hills inside that mountain ranges. So this is a hill, right? And this, if the depth of this or height from the sea ocean floor of this hill is of 1000 meters, then it is called seamount, and if the depth is 1000 meters or the height is 1000 meters from the ocean floor and the top is flat, then it is called Gayout. This we have already discussed. And then what are the significance of these hills? Let's see. If the water level is up until here, then this hill is called an island. So we see islands, right? How are islands formed? If the height of the hill exceeds the sea level, then it comes out of the sea. Then it looks like there is a land surface surrounded by water. So which is nothing but an island. These are how islands are formed. And after these submarine hills, we have, in general we call these abyssal hills. Abyssal are also nothing but underwater. And these abyssal plains, I forgot to tell you one thing, these abyssal plains are situated at a depth of 3000 to 6000 meters. And then these abyssal hills, and then these are how islands are formed. And then we have talked about Gayouts and seamounts. The last one is the eighth one, which is submarine canyons. We all know what a canyon is. If there is a river and there is a mountain, if this river is able to penetrate through the mountain, it cuts the mountain or hill into two different parts. So it will look like this after cutting down, and river flows through this. So this flow of river by cutting or by eroding the mountain is called canyon. So what is submarine canyon? So there is something of this sort under the sea level. If there is a canyon under the sea level, then it is called submarine canyon. So where can it be formed? So this is continental shelf, right? Continental shelf, and this is continental slope, and this is continental rise, and after this is abyssal plain. If there is a ridge that has been formed from here up until here, it is called submarine ridge. So ridge has been formed onto the continental shelf, and from continental shelf through continental slope, and then through continental rise, if it reaches the abyssal plain, then this is called submarine canyon. We can observe this kind of canyon in Hudson River. If we look at the map of the United States of America, there is a river called Hudson River. It flows like this and merges into Atlantic Ocean. So this Hudson River and this Atlantic Ocean, these are formed. This Atlantic Ocean water has been penetrated, and this Hudson River's water has eroded the land surface or continental shelf initially, and then through there it has even eroded the continental slope as well, and also it has eroded the continental rise